I think a lot of us overhyped the possibility of some of the CES hardware stuff, but yeah, so I think we're kind of realizing that. But so CES 2020.
Well, I mean, it's all hardware. It's the Consumer Electronics Show. We're getting great hardware,
Right.
just not gaming necessarily.
Right. Or there's like little bit of reveals on the chips and stuff. There's stuff the deals are making with whatever companies. But so we have the Xbox Series X. They're the first one to kind of show something at the CES that happened. It started today, I want to say, CES 2020. So I pulled up the article from Matt Kim. So this is Xbox Series X info revealed at CES 2020. I wrote this in update, not really, just because of what unfolds. But Matt Kim of IGN writes, during the AMD keynote, the company revealed a version of the Xbox Series X that features 6 ports, not including the power port. If the design is final, the Xbox Series X could have 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB-C ports, an Ethernet port, and an optical out. There will also be a USB Type-A port in the front of the console. This was pretty nuts because this was showing us some kind of there was a flip around schematic GIF thing showing you the back of the console. Apparently this wasn't legit. So this is from AMD's
It
press
wasn't
conference.
legit.
It wasn't legit.
Oh.
So here's the update from Microsoft. So in an email to IGN, AMD has clarified that the visual render of the Xbox Series X, from AMD. The visual render of the Xbox Series X is not an official model from Microsoft. Instead, the company sourced it from a third-party modeling website. Here's a full statement below. Just reiterating, that's from turbosquid.com is the one who made the render. I find that strange, but so here's the actual render here. It's showing a GIF, and it shows the back. And you see the different ports on the back, the 2 HDMIs, the USB 3, all that stuff. I'm not sure why they decided to. Is this because they just had an outside group make the model based on what they know? Or is it
Could be
based on what they don't know? Yeah, it seems
they're
like
just making random holes in the back or whatever.
That seems irresponsible to show random holes. I feel like they have to be based on knowledge that they know.
I am surprised that it just does look so much like a PC, like in the back. I didn't realize the back was going to be smooth like that.
Right.
I think it's a slick looking console, honestly. Like I still hate on it a little bit, but it does look pretty slick. I think USB 3 or USB-C or whatever seems pretty reasonable.
Maybe the consoles now are going to be charged that way.
2 HDMI outs is a little bit strange. Like I could almost see that being a good idea for example, competitive gaming. A lot of fighting games, what they'll use is they'll have one output and it'll go into a splitter, and you'll have one splitter go to one screen and one on the other, so they're not gaming next to each other. They're gaming on the opposite sides of each other. And I think the third one goes to like a capture source or like, you know, whoever the commentators are or whatever. Like you'll split it multiple ways that way. So that would eliminate some of that, but still you don't have the third.
How do you feel about if this is legitimate or based on reality, how do you feel about the 2 HDMI ports? Is that just...
That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's USB-C or something like that. So
well, I mentioned that first, but yeah,
Gotcha.
the HDMI, that's what I was like. So this eliminates some of that need, but I'd almost rather have 3. Are you going to allow for dual monitor setups?
That's
What's
what I
kind of the point? I mean, that could be really cool if you could have 2 different, like, rather than, 2 8K or 1 8K TV, if you could have 2 1080p TVs, you got 2 kids playing Fortnite, 2 different things going on.
Everything.
It'd be super easy to do, I think.
If this thing is powerful enough, you could just make every game split screen like that. Or also, I'm wondering if the 2 HDMIs is that just carried over from the original Xbox One X, because it had the two HDMIs. Mine does as well, but it's for 2 different, like a TV input. So like for your cable box, that's currently like mine has that now, but it's for 1 HDMI out and then 1 HDMI in for collecting. Whatever kind of TV.
Yeah, it could be that. I forget about that.
It does have that, but so does that mean that they're carrying over the basic idea with the motherboard and then just kind of changing the design, or it's also 2 HDMI outs, and you could do the 2 split screen monitors, you could do other stuff.
It's probably what you were saying. I forgot about that. I just forgot. I bet it's what you say.
I wonder, because can they create this like 12 teraflop machine, which is what this is to be rumored to be, but still use the same motherboard as the launch Xbox One? Like it seems like that
not
would
quite
be right. So if you're
gonna
gonna
be something modified, they definitely need a more powerful power supply. It need to be a different shape.
Gotcha. Right. True. Yeah, because it's based almost like cut in half because it's now or like bend it around. Apparently, if this schematic is true, once again, there's no power brick, so it's included in the actual system, which would add to the size of it.
That surprises me. But well, actually, no, it doesn't. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You can keep fucking can of Monster Energy drink in there. There's so much space.
Well,
it would be hot, but
I mean, there is a bit of space because you need a certain amount of room for air to move.
Yeah,
and that's the idea. Need a lot of air to move.
Right, and if that, if the back is as smooth as the front is, then there's really no vent besides the top one and the bottom sucking in the air, releasing it outwards.
Still makes me nervous about the bottom vent.
Yeah, apparently you can still lay it sideways, but that seems like it's really intended to be like a tower, like just upright.
I did see a lot of, so it came out about the whole, like the chip, the CPU or the GPU or whatever says 8K. And I went into the comment section and everyone was just so fucking down on it. And I get it because it's like the Xbox One X, like it says like, yeah, this is supposed to be a 4K gaming thing, but it's still running at 30 on most, 30 frames per second. That's what not, people would rather have a good frame rate than this stupid high resolution, or give us both and shut the fuck up. But like, so that's the big worry is, and also 4K is still not the standard. It's the goal.
Right.
But when we got to the Xbox 360, we were like, yeah, 1080p. Like that was the fucking standard.
Yeah.
So this is.
I would agree with that. I think it's just advertising. They're really trying to future-proof this thing as an 8K machine, but it's like not really obtainable. And the focus should more be on 1080p 60 frame, or you know, I guess if you're gonna do 30 frame, 4K kind of stuff.
I do like that 4K TVs are finally reasonable, because I was at Walmart the other day. I was just shopping, and I remember because we wanted to get a 4K TV for the goddamn this sticky table. You set your hand right in it. There was for some reason at the front of Walmart there was a bunch of 4K TVs, and like you could get a nice one for $300. Like that's what I like. You can get like a solid
inch.
It's not as big as yours, but like it's still pretty fucking big. So yeah, they've really come down in price. You can get a good one for $150, which blows my mind. I'm not gonna get it, but you can get it.
The technology is now, you know, obtainable. Like that's always the weight with this kind of stuff. But now it's here, and I think they're pairing that. The consoles always kind of, they don't future-proof too much. Like they want to be whatever like the realistic thing is within the industry, like what kind of TV you can buy with it, like the HD TVs with the Xbox 360 and that kind of thing. So it seems fair to finally pair with 4K, because you can actually buy a 4K TV. Here's some of the other footage that they showed from that 3D render that was apparently not legit, but it's just more footage on the controller itself, showing the USB port in the front. But so that's the whole debate. Is this render that AMD had done from a third party, is this based on what they already know, or is this them going, hey, here's what it might look like? That seems less likely if they're partnered with Microsoft in the first place. But that was so we're still on the topic of CES. That was the big thing out of the gate as far as the console news goes. And then what was big or really pushed and kind of boasted was possibly PlayStation revealing something with the PS5. After their whole keynote, they talked about the sales, which is actually pretty cool. They showed some news on the PS5, and it was the logo that they revealed.
Well, they had a few other things like haptic trigger feedback, which is neat.
I want to say they already talked about that, though.
They may have. I liked the leaked image. There was a dev kit, and they showed the controller, which I like the look of the controller. It kind of reminds me of the Switch Pro controller, which I still think, to me, the Switch Pro controller is the most comfortable controller out right now. It's not the most technologically advanced. The Wii, God, that looks terrible.
That is not it.
Like I think the Xbox, One or whatever, I think has way better rumble. I think certain things like the sticks are a little better and the triggers are a little bit better, but still I like the feel of that Switch Pro controller, and that it has
here's the actual
that fatter bottom bit.
It's a fatter controller. I think that's a good direction. It's getting more towards that 360.
Fat controllers are just nice. Like, don't go back to original Xbox, but give us a little.
Although I'm not mad at it. If you go that direction,
I'm mad at it. I hated that controller.
I actually dug it. I got
so
one of the not the launch consoles, but like I was maybe the next year where I bought the Xbox One original, and I had that crazy Duke controller, and I just got used to it eventually.
I forget what is the name of that controller.
It's a Duke.
It was the Duke. Fuck.
I named my first child the Duke.
Oh my god. Yeah, that controller looks nice. I think that looks comfy.
I like the slight tweaks. You don't have to like go out of because now they've got each console has its own, like they've got it where it needs to be. It's just kind of modifying some quality of life stuff that need to adjust. But
and the slight tweaks are nice because you just learn a few things. But I'm still angry to this day that Microsoft spent $1 billion redesigning from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One controller.
Really? It's the same fucking controller.
It's the same fucking controller. Do you not remember that? Like they said that at a press conference, and I'm like, I hate it.
I would not boast about
$1 billion.
That. Yeah.
You spent $1 billion to travel around the world and be like, you know what? My hometown was the nicest, best place to be. I'm gonna keep on living here.
That's
Go
basically
fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
you're right. It's just the Xbox Thick controller is all it is.
Xbox 3.
But yeah, so after all that, they're like, here's the PS5 official logo, and it's the exact fucking logo we would imagine seeing in in the first place. So
Yeah, it was a
Great.
dumb reveal. I liked
you for that.
Devolver Digital did a 180-degree turn on it, and they're like, and it makes SSD.
okay,
we
on the
think
actual
they're
logo?
hinting that it will have an SSD.
But they've said that.
Yeah, I know.
I see, fucking Devolver.
Yeah.
But a lot of this is also us just so thirsty for fucking next gen news that we're putting all this stuff that they never announced at these trade shows. Anyways.
I don't think it's thirsty. I don't give a fuck about the PlayStation 5, but why didn't they show it today? They're at a bit of a loss here. I think you can give people some cookie crumbs.
You could.
You can give them a bit of something. They gave us why?
They gave us nothing. They gave us a logo. Hey, take it easy. You got the logo there.
We've had more interesting stuff leak about this. Like, remember the
Right.
Spider-Man leak when they were just zipping through the level?
Oh, with the
that was a
showing
leak.
off the
That was
SSD.
never official. It was cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the new Xbox can do that still, but still cool as shit.
Yeah, no, I would. I guess they're holding it close to the chest with the reveals. So I think the reason why a lot of people put a lot of faith on this CES reveal for PS5 was the fact that when they initially launched the PS4, it was at a February event where they launched it. Although they had their own special event in New York where they brought in the press, like, hey, we're going to announce the next thing. Come on by. This is time-wise close, so that I guess everyone was thinking, hey, this might be the way they did the Game Awards with Microsoft. But apparently that's obviously not what happened. There's still time for Sony to have their own event that they just announced out of the blue. So who knows, when they decide to announce it. But this is the year. So we're getting kind of closer. If they want to launch holiday, we need to start advertising this thing. So as we get closer,
Got 12 months. Give us.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's
thought
still
it was
E3
dumb.
if they still want to follow E3 model.
E3's in what, 6-7 months?
It is. It's in June, so I think it's a good 6 months away. And then you have your holiday like 3
Guys.
months after that. So
You got to get the ball. As little as I care about the new Xbox, I'm still a little bit excited.
everyone's excited or curious.
I'm not
right?
going to buy it, but I'm a little bit excited.
No, that's 99% of us. We want to see how it unfolds.
That
but
thing's going to make me have to buy a brand new computer to keep up.
yeah.
Still a little bit excited.
Well, I wonder. That's a lot of the debate is how much is the Xbox One Series 1 or whatever the fuck gonna cost compared to all these different console releases? Is it worthwhile to just jump onto the new Xbox or reconfigure your PC?
I mean, it's going to cost more to reconfigure my PC, but my PC is going to have games that look better for longer
That's true.
than that will.
That's
But
always
it's
an issue
still
with
going to
console.
cost so much fucking money.
Right.
I'm going to have to redo, my motherboard needs updated, my power supply, everything. It's all got to... I'm not even sure I can keep my case.
Dang.
It's all got to go.
Okay, well, I'll take it. If it's falling off the truck, I'll
Alienware.
take it from you.